Okay guys, welcome to the 25th episode of Dreamers and Doers, where I interview people who follow their passion and try to use it to make a positive impact in the world. And I think it's your case, Laurent, so welcome.
Welcome.
I'll stop the music. And I met Laurent at a festival a month ago called Coucou Festival, and you were doing hypnosis shows. And it was really cool, and also you're also an English teacher, so I thought it would be perfect for the interviews, because I'm very curious also about how hypnosis works and what are the myths around it. So if we can start with this, what is hypnosis and how does it work?
Okay, hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness. So it resorts to your imagination, to your creative side, to get into a specific state of consciousness, but you're conscious. And
just, if I stop you on this, you're conscious, because that's something
yes, you're
sometimes
conscious.
People are afraid of.
Let's say a different part of you is conscious, and another part is more into imagination. So it's when you're watching a movie, you're engrossed in a movie, watching it, and you believe in your imagination stuff. I mean, it's not true. I mean, and it's becoming true though. You're just experiencing it as if it were true. This is hypnosis. So every day you are in a hypnotic state, watching a movie, having a walk, playing video games, driving a car, and it's just being completely with your imagination, with your creative side, being present in a different way. It's the state of focusing, of concentration, in fact. And when you're into it, you can change your reality. It's a sort of parallel reality, but still consciousness is here, because you are conscious of what is going on. And when you're not completely, your subconscious, is here to protect you. I mean, you're not losing control. It's just a state of it's a different state. You're no longer with your mind. I mean, the intellectual side. Yeah. You're more with your emotions, with your body sensations. The scope of your sensations, of your feelings is changing. It's becoming larger. Some people define consciousness as an expanded state of consciousness. Others say a different or altered state of consciousness. It depends on schools. It's not clear. But what is clear is consciousness, different consciousness.
And it's very interesting, because people don't realize it all the time in their everyday life, but whatever you perceive is from a certain state of consciousness. You kind of hallucinate your reality in a certain way.
If you're watching a horror movie, it's completely stupid, it's ludicrous, but you're watching it and you're scared, and you can feel your heart beating, and you can you completely believe in it. I mean, you can see a woman, a man flying in the air, possessed by so-called spirits. I mean, but it's not true. But you believe in it. It does not mean you've lost control. It does not mean you're completely, badly influenced by the producer of the movie, being completely out of your mind and completely a mere puppet. It's just that you let go. And this is the difference between letting go and losing control. And you talked about prejudice a moment ago, myth. The main myth, prejudice, bias, that is based on fear, on movies, on history, witches, all these esoteric stuff, deep down into the Middle Ages. It's related to how we see it. In fact, hypnosis is very natural. It's just you don't lose control, you let go. When you meditate, it's the same somewhat. Sophrology, meditation, hypnosis, certain forms of yoga, when you breathe, it's very much alike. And the point is being completely and differently present, available to your reality. And so you connect to new abilities.
Okay, and do you find that the people it works better with are the people who are more kind of able to let go?
Yes, it is called receptivity, being receptive, but most of the time people are scared, and so they take it for granted. They shouldn't be receptive, or they say I'm not sure I am, but in fact we are every day. So saying are we receptive or not is deceptive. The thing is,
it's like
when you
saying,
do it,
I can't let go is like
yes,
just this fact of saying, oh, that's not for me, I can't let go is what
sometimes
prevents you from letting
yes,
go.
Sometimes people need more time. They need a particular space, a particular moment, a particular person to let go. But in fact, unwittingly, unconsciously, they are in hypnosis every day, every single day.
What do you mean by that?
You know, movies, reading, driving,
okay,
walking.
Yeah. So
Sometimes you walk in the street and you go to your job's place and you can't even remember if you took a different path or not. So it's
with
just
daydreaming?
Yes, it's part of daydreaming, but this is very much the process of hypnosis.
Okay.
You at that moment you're experiencing hypnosis.
And so you personally, how did you get into it?
I got into it a few years ago. I saw something. It's a French program, a documentary on this, and
or like what did you like about it?
It's just I really wanted to, just to follow a training. I mean, to get a training for it, to follow sessions, which I did. What I liked is it was for me rewarding to watch, astonishing somewhat. And I thought, oh my God, but if everybody knew it, if we could just grasp the reality of it, we could use it, I mean, purposefully, I mean, for a specific matter, I mean, for well-being, even for playful matters in the street or during a show.
I was going to ask you if you prefer the entertaining side or the healing side of hypnosis.
Okay, I'm both an English teacher and a therapist, and I sometimes do shows as well. I don't like to distinguish, to tell them apart, the playful side and the very serious side.
Yeah, that's a good
Obviously, the goal is different, but the techniques can be the same. And I think...
And you can teach better by entertaining.
Yes, and I think you can do a serious session for healing, even using playful stuff. I mean, it shouldn't be necessarily, distinguished. In the street, in a show, as I'm a teacher, basically, I like putting across things, explaining, accounting for hypnosis, answering questions. It's not just about performing for me. So people ask questions when they come and see me to get some healing. We don't talk about hypnosis really. We just talk about how it works a little, but there's nothing very demanding, or it's not about how it works, or people don't talk about their prejudices or what they think about it. They just want to get some healing and to try something that could work.
Another tool in the toolbox.
Yes, that's it. Another tool and a way to inform. In France, people, not French people, because it's not about French people, it's about the society, science. We are somewhat very much into rationality. when we don't understand how it works, and even scientific people don't know exactly how it works completely, then you are scared, you are dubious, mistrustful, and it's difficult for you to let go, to try confidently.
And to be honest, most people who didn't get any interest in hypnosis in general think it's kind of a woo-woo technique to control, and that's a bit of a myth, but that doesn't work.
Yes.
That's the perception I had, at least before I was exposed
Yes,
to it.
obviously. I wouldn't say it's, witch hunting,
which is not true. Yeah.
But I mean, compared to other countries, we are very much lagging behind.
Okay.
As regards, in general, alternative, I hate this word, but anyway, alternative stuff to help people when it's not properly what is supposed to be regular medicine.
Yeah. And do you find that it's changing? Because I don't know if it's just my environment or the French environment in general, but I feel like people are more, they start meditating more, and that I start to know a lot of people who used hypnosis to quit smoking, for example.
I think as regards hypnosis and much other stuff, it's been changing for 10 years. Probably 10 years. It's been improving. Meditation, hypnosis is even now into schools somewhat. You've got sessions that are, proposed to children, to teenagers, to learn self-hypnosis. Now you've got real training sessions. 10 years ago it was completely off, off the beaten track completely. It's still, let's say, off the beaten track, but it's becoming more prominent. And I think it's because, the world is moving, is evolving. And even if it's still taboo, even if, it's not so easy, it doesn't pass muster with scientists, it's becoming something acceptable.
And so you talked about self-hypnosis. So how does that work, and what's
self-hypnosis means you can do it yourself. Maybe not for deep problems, acute problems. You need someone else. It's part of psychotherapy in general. It's not related specifically to hypnosis. But some people, they can't sleep enough, they've got a little stress, and it's okay for them to do it on their own. You can go on YouTube, or you can buy a book, or you can have a person's advice, and then you can record your voice or listen to someone else's voice, and you can get into hypnosis, what is called induction, and get out of it, and sometimes, just get amazing results.
Okay. And also jumping on the how useful it is. I talked a bit about like quitting smoking, addiction, I guess, in general. Like, what do people mainly use hypnosis for?
Okay.
Let's say apart from entertainment.
Yes. For me, there are 4 uses, but it can be complementary. First is having fun. You go to see a show, a hypnosis show. It could be in the street, it could be, in a theater or wherever. Second is to soothe pain or kill pain. It could be an operation, it could be a chronic pain, it could be completely killed or soothed, appeased.
For operation, can we talk about that guy who
Yes, well,
had
it
heart
was just,
surgery?
I think, 1 or 2 weeks ago in Lille,
Did
in
it
France.
surprise you? Because I
No.
I knew hypnosis worked, but like not to that point.
I was more surprised by the fact that I could find it easily on yahoo.fr than the fact that it actually happened.
So basically some guy in the north of France, like an old person.
88.
Yeah. It was too dangerous to have like chemicals for the heart surgery.
It was a heart surgery. He had to change a valvula. And well, they did it with no chemistry at all, no medicine at all,
just hypnosis.
And well, what is a little a shame is I just heard it on the grapevine. It was just in some paper, but it was not really on TV or whatever. But so it was not widespread.
It's on YouTube now, and
but so it's good. You're part of it. You're part and parcel of the progress of such improvement, as regards putting across. I think such important news. I think it's probably as important as any other regular classical progress that we can hear, in the news.
Don't get me started on the news.
Yeah, so this is second, so soothing the pain.
Yeah.
Third is alleviating stress in general, psycho-emotional stuff. So this could be anything. You talked about addiction. Well, it's part of physical plus emotional addiction usually, but let's say it's more emotional. It can be, when you're failure-ridden, when you feel you can't handle an emotional situation, a death. It could be, just doing well. Passing an exam or failing an exam. It could be about a phobia, as you talked about it a moment ago. Anything that is related to what is very commonly called stress. I think that's about it. And also, yes, alleviating. So I said it can be an operation, having fun, alleviating a pain, physical pain, inhibiting, the nexus of pain in the brain, and for stress. And sometimes, it's not necessarily separate. You can have fun while doing hypnotherapy. So that's about it. And in fact, hypnosis is a connection to, an uncharted part of the brain. It's a self-discovery, coached by someone or not, to be fully aware of all the resources and also the blocks, the pent-up emotions that you could get rid of or that you could count on as regards resources to change. When I say healing, it means complete healing, or it could be living with it more peacefully. It could be taking stock of the situation, being freer, sensing a sort of enhancement, self-enhancement, self-fulfillment.
It'd be very interesting. I don't know if there's studies on how the brain works, in a fMRI or EEG, like how the brain works during hypnosis. There are quite a few studies now on meditation or on psychedelics too. For example, psychedelics, they see that when you're on it, your default mode network, which is a part of your brain that says this is this and this is this, shuts down a bit, which opens all the pathways. Meditation works in a slightly similar way, just not as extreme, let's say, or as quickly. But I don't know about hypnosis, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a bit similar.
Yes, what we know, meditation, hypnosis, it's all these patterns of focusing. It's about creating something different in your brain as regards waves. Something you can change. You've got different waves, theta, beta, alpha. And there's not just one in particular for hypnosis or meditation, even if it can be distinguished with devices, you know, in hospitals. It's been studied, but because you've got different depth with hypnosis, with meditation, so it can be changing. But what we know for sure is something is happening, something different, something that shouldn't be happening as regards scientific biases, and so we know it's really happening. We know it's not, you know, just placebo, or it's part of it, but everything is placebo. Anyway,
placebo works.
You know, if you take a piece of medicine, it's placebo somewhat. Yeah. I mean, if you've got a headache, you take an aspirin, you know, whatever. It's part of placebo. If you believe it's going to work, it's going to work better. If you're aware that it could be both physical, emotional, and many other stuff, then it will work even more easily. So it's about just using another part of the brain, which is the holistic part. Yeah. Holistic means taking into account all the different parts of yourself, not only your thoughts, but your body, sensations, emotions, and, you know, just never categorizing what is supposed to be the main cause. If you've got a pain, it could be emotional, it could be genetic, it could be because you don't remember, you fell down somewhere 10 years ago, it could be because we don't know, you know, but it's not just one piece of stuff. And this is what is new and what is different from medicine, where you've got a symptom and one main cause. This is different.
To look at all the
whole pattern.
I don't know if aspirin would be placebo. I guess it's not, but placebo can also heal on top of what.
But placebo is everywhere. If you've got a good nurse in hospital, nice with it. We know for cancer, for example.
But still, some medicine, like when they test it, it's not placebo because it works whether you believe in it or not. But on top of it, if you believe in it, it might be even better.
But if you've got a cancer, you know, in hospital, you take regular medicine, and fortunately and happily, you've got to take it. It's good. Then we know that if the person is alone, and really take everything with the medicine and no family, whatever, well, he or she will die more. We know this. We don't know how it works. But
do you want to jump into the live demo and then we'll do a Q&A?
With pleasure. It could be with you. It could be it could be with Marianne as well, just next to you. We could do for you too. It's good if you like.
I'm keen to do it to start.
Yes, whatever. It could be at the same time. It could be just only you, then her.
At the same time?
Yeah, I don't mind. And I mean, it's up to you.
Because for the first time we have an audience for the show. It's Marianne. Marianne, come here.
Hi.
Hey. So we're at Marianne's actually.
Okay. What I suggest is
now we'll do the.
I'm going to move. I'm going to move a little. You'll still hear me, everybody, even if you don't see me. This is not very important. What is important is for you to focus on Marianne, and really to see also how Alex are going to do the stuff. What we are going to see is what is called quick hypnosis, rapid hypnosis. This is not properly.
Just one thing before you start, if you're listening, if someone's listening in their car, is it dangerous? Because it will be a podcast.
Yes. No, because they are not concerned.
Okay.
But very, very rarely, even in TV, you can get asleep. But their subconscious wouldn't let it if they drive. But in case, even if there's no particular case I know, we can say to people, obviously, this is only addressed to Alex next to me and Marianne next to me. So don't be scared. Anybody walking, in the street, working in a company, driving, doing sports, no risks.
Okay, don't start thinking you're at the beach in your open space.
Yes, it's okay. You're always the master of yourself. What we could do is, we could do it sitting. Do you prefer to be sitting? Yes, it's okay with you? Sitting?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Perfect. So we're gonna start with a pre-test. A pre-test is doing hypnosis while being woken up. Doing this with your hands properly. You're already used to it, Marianne. And just having your hands firmly closed, nicely, just being focused on what I'm saying to you, for you to be relaxed, laid back, and listening up nicely. And imagine now, you can open your indexes, your fingers that way. You open them. And you leave a little space in between, and you're watching this space as if you were precisely watching a movie. Imagine this is your screen, and you leave a little space naturally, and you can imagine here on this finger a little screw, screwing your fingers and crossing this finger, crossing the other one finger, and just your fingers are going to get closer and really to get stuck now, more and more, screwing with your screw. And when your fingers touch, you're gonna feel it's closed, you're gonna feel it's stuck completely. Focusing on the power of the screw. You could imagine the color, the shape, the power of it, and sensing, really feeling your fingers are closed, are solidly stuck, more and more, still stuck, sealed, really, as if this were, a massive screw from a shop, something very powerful, something you're the master of, something you're creating with your subconscious, something you're ready to do if you want to do it. I'm just a coach. I'm just guiding you, but I've got no particular power. I'm just, an advisor, a coach, like a teacher, guiding you to create the reality with your imagination, your creative side, the reality of your fingers completely stuck, completely sealed, solidly, firmly touching each other naturally, and sensing it's nice, and sensing you're getting some more relaxation, sensing you're completely with hypnosis now. You're not sleeping yet. You will be sleeping in a few seconds if you like. I will guide you. But this is still hypnosis. Whether you be awoken or whether you're sleeping. And it's nice. And now you feel Alex, you feel Marianne, that your fingers are stuck solidly still with your screw, imagining the color, the pattern, the shape. And I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And at number 3, you'll feel your hands, your fingers completely stuck. Impossible to open them. Impossible to move your fingers. Just because you're into the movie. You're making the most of it. You're doing your best naturally. And 1, index completely. Indexes stuck. And 2, twice as much, completely sealed and stuck. And 3, impossible to move your fingers. And the more Alex, the more Marianne, you're trying to move them apart, the more it's impossible. And the more you're feeling, you're completely into it. You're completely nicely into it. And obviously, while sensing it's still, while sensing the power of your imagination, having an influence over your physical body, this is you doing it, but this is your imagination, then you feel nice and relaxed. You can talk to me if you like, obviously. You can tell me about what you feel, how much it is funny, how much it is pleasant, how much it is surprising, how surprising or what it is. How do you feel, Marianne?
I feel tense.
Tense. Is it nicely tense at least?
No, not really.
Not really. You can tell your subconscious, okay, I want to be tense, but nicely. I don't want to move, but I want to be not forcing. I want to be nice. No, not something that hurts. Something with no efforts. Sensing you don't need to move, and it's still very still, and it's nice. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, it feels pretty stuck.
Okay, so it means you're pretty hypnotized, and it's good. But it's just because, so no magic, okay? It's just because you're focused, and you could question this fact. If you wanted even to not to be into it, you could. I don't have any particular power. It's just because you agree to follow my coaching, let's say. Okay, obviously, if I left, if I were a massive con, a massive bad person, you would obviously straight away get them apart. Yeah. Well, I suggest you don't, if you want it, please, for you to experience it a little more, but you're completely into it. And now I suggest we're going to get a sleep for you, both of you. It means when I say the word sleep, I will touch your arms for Marianne and for you, Alex, a little down, and you'll feel your eyes are closed. You feel you're going to get asleep. Your head will bend, will go forward. You'll be sitting, obviously, completely conscious, but with an altered state of consciousness to be more into your imagination, your creative side, feeling good. When I just say the word sleep, you'll be closing your eyes and sleeping naturally. And I count from 1 to 3, and you'll feel your eyes are getting heavier. Your eyes are getting more and more closed. And 1, more and more. And 2, naturally. And 3, sleep, completely sleep, nicely sleeping, naturally. And you feel good, Alex. You feel good, completely good, Marianne. And you're making the most of it. Now, don't forget hypnosis, whether it be for playful moments, whether it be for therapy, it's always a reality that is supposed to be pleasant. Even if when it's hard for therapy, which is not the case for today, it's supposed to be something enlightening, enlarging, an access into your brain, your body, emotionally, mentally, bodily, something that enables you to feel good. Now, we don't have any particular, stake, aim. The aim is just to make the most of this reality and to be able, when we wake up in a little moment, to tell about it, to give your own experience. I don't know exactly what's going on inside you, but I know you are enlarging your reality, sleeping more and more, deep sleep, completely deep sleep, and you can obviously touch each other's head. Everything is free. Your body is free, your mind is free. It's called free will. I just have an impact as long as it's okay with you. Ethics is a particular stake here. Ethics, benevolence, respectfulness. And what you could imagine now is something very pleasant. Imagine, for example, something pleasant which could be a landscape. It could be real or not real, but it's becoming real because you create it, so it's real. The more it's unreal, the more it's a reality. And if it's reality, completely. A landscape that is nice for you, that enables you to go more into hypnosis. Alex, shh. Marianne, shh. More and more. With your eyes closed, stuck, completely hypnotized, nicely mesmerized. making the most of it. And I suggest now we do something fun. It could have been relaxation. We could do it if we've got time later, in a moment. But imagine now, Alex and Marianne, that your hands are getting unstuck and you sleep even more, and even more with your hands unstuck, and you sleep, deep sleep. And imagine now you've got a felt pen, a pen in your hand, and in front of you, while being in hypnosis, you've got a whiteboard, and now you are going to write your first name, Alex and Marianne, moving your arm if you need to on the whiteboard with your pen. Here we go, write it. For you, man, Alex. For you, miss, woman, miss, it will be Marianne. And when you've done it, when it's written with your eyes closed, you can see it, you can feel it. Then you can put away the pen, and you put it away. And you're proud of you, and you feel you're doing things even more consciously, with much more awareness in hypnosis. And now you are going to take, it's next to you, a massive eraser in your hand. And with this eraser, a big eraser, it's gum, a big eraser, you are going to completely erase your first name now, and you erase it completely, nicely. And when you wake up, when I click my fingers, it will be impossible for you to remember your first name. Completely hidden, completely vanished into thin air. And it's nice. When it's done, you can put it away with the eraser. And when I click my fingers, you'll wake up. And when I ask your name, your first name, the more you'll be trying to find it, the more you'll be trying to pronounce it, the more it will be impossible. And it will be fun. You'll be doing a nice experience. And it's so good, so fun, so nice. And you've got the power of your brain completely serving your body, enlarging the power of your perceptions, of your capacities, abilities. And I'll count from 3 to 1 to 0, and then you'll wake up. Impossible to remember your first name. Impossible. Your name is off for a little moment, obviously. And 3, nicely waking up, but still in hypnosis. 2, and you'll be able to be back in hypnosis very easily when I ask you, if you like. 1, 0. Nicely back, still with hypnosis, nicely, feeling good, proud of you. You can talk to me, you can remain silent. You could have talked, by the way, during hypnotic stuff. You didn't feel like it, but obviously, I mean, I need your confirmation, but you could hear me. Yes. You could have talked if you had wished to. Yes. Okay, and now you've done it, and what's your name? And it's gone. Okay, and what's your name? And it's gone. And it's impossible to, and it's fun. But obviously, you feel it's nice. But obviously, if I left, if I were a bad boy again, which I'm not, obviously, your unconscious would give it back to you straight away. You wouldn't be lost. I mean, you're just in your movie with me, watching Star Wars, believing, in the blue sword. Completely stupid, by the way, laser blue sword. But it's true. It's genuine inside, the heart beating. So we're not stupid. It's just that we know we're living it. We live it sometimes, experience it sometimes, but we're not aware of it. Because when we watch a movie, we are passive. So we don't remember, we don't know this is actually the case. But now you're active. I'm guiding you, but it's for you to be part and parcel of it. When you go to see a movie, it's just entertaining, but you didn't even know before. You never asked yourself the question. Now you know. You feel, hopefully, yes. Okay. And you feel it's gone, completely gone. Sometimes it's somewhere, but it cannot be out. And sometimes it's nowhere to be found. It's invisible, impossible to hear. And if you imagine, this is hidden in my hand, it could have been in yours. You've given me here your name inside this hand, Alex, inside this hand, Marianne. When I open my hand, you'll see your name, you'll catch it up, and you'll see it back. It will get back to you in your brain, and you'll be completely conscious. You'll be able to say it now. And now it's back again. What's your name?
Marianne.
Marianne.
Yeah, Alex.
Alex. Okay. In fact, it's never gone away.
Yeah.
It's been playing with you. As you know, like when you see a movie and the producer is playing with you to be into the movie, whether it be Avatar, Star Wars.
Can it actually be used? So Marianne's an actress.
Yes.
Can it be used to enhance the performance of actors?
It could be,
Because
obviously.
I feel like a way better actor.
Yes.
Actually,
Hypnosis.
method acting is a kind
Not
of...
in 5 minutes, obviously. But I could ask her, for example, ask Marianne to be in the flesh of an actress, playing something she's never played before, because she would like to play such stuff, and her unconscious would tell her, and she could show us now maybe. It's a suggestion. It could be. Because obviously if I asked her to play something she's already done, you don't need necessary hypnosis, she could do it. But something that could be a role, an emotion, something that her unconscious, if it agrees, would allow her to be more aware. Maybe she already knows, maybe not, and that it could be a piece of information. It could be a piece of information for her. I don't know if her subconscious will agree, will give it away. If not, it means you don't need it. I'm not ready. You've got to find it on your own without my help, which is your subconscious. But if there's no big deal, if it's not completely destroying her free will, it's possible. For you, it could be anything else. Well, it could be for a phobia. It could be for a little fear. Do you want me to continue a little? Do we have the time or not?
Yeah.
What would you like for you to play, or to do something connected with a stress, even if it's not a proper session, obviously?
Yeah.
It could be something important, but without, creating a big deal for you.
Yeah, I haven't really thought before. Do you have?
You don't have to anyway. It was not planned and necessarily.
Yeah, but
I have an idea for me.
For you, it could be something else if you prefer. It could be something related to a stress. I suggested this, it was just, off the cuff. If you want to ease, to make something easier for you in your life, that is not too personal now to share.
can you actually teach to let go more?
Yes, but we can, but with hypnosis and with anything, it's better if you're precise, because letting go is very general. Letting go for what?
Yeah.
I could do a relaxation stuff to let go. Yes, it's possible, but it's more if it's better if we're related to something specific. Because letting go for what? For love matters, for your job, for fun. Tell me for what? If it's for fun, okay, for fun. If it's for a particular thing, because maybe she lets go, for I don't know you very much, but for for her job, maybe not so much for her love life. Just suggesting, okay? It could be for money, I don't know, for you, for...
But do you want to stop the live? Because I think
Yes, it's okay.
Thanks, guys. So it was a bit of an experiment for this episode, but thank you, Laurent.
See you next time. It's
thank
been a
you,
pleasure.
Marianne.
Salut.
Thank you, Marianne, for joining.
And we'll keep the session going because it's pretty fun.
The
But,
Three
It's
Musketeers.
already been 45 minutes, so
Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
see you guys.